So we want
Mhm.
you to start with a story. We are waiting so much to hear. Of
Okay.
that's I think it starts on the 18th of January 1990, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
I will go little back, even more back,
Mm-hmm.
from when this particular work has started. One guy who was from Canada, he was even not a sannyasin. And during dynamic meditation, he left his body in Buddha hall. Do you know about these things?
I know, I was there.
You were here.
I think was the same situation that I was there. I remember the ceremony in Buddha Hall, Osho coming and putting his finger on the forehead of the guy who was on the stretch there. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
then music playing. I was crying a lot. I went to
Mhm.
the burning gates, and kind of something happened to me that after burning gates, I went to the my room and I stayed the whole day looking at the ceiling.
Mm, mm,
I couldn't move. It was something very
mm.
strong to me. And Osho sent a message for all of us to be present at that moment and the whole meaning of the burning, yeah, the burning of the body, and was so beautiful. I remember even the music that they're playing one song I remember very much that I started crying.
It was somehow I link from there, because from that moment, from that very days, this my work I has started. Before that, I was doing some other work, and after the same day, one close friend of me from England, he came to me in the afternoon time, and he asked me the help that this is going to happen, a big celebration is going to happen, and also is going to come to the Buddha hall for arranging all the funerals. He asked my help. So from there, you can say that my work has started, and later on, it became my responsibility also. After that work, we both we arranged the funeral, and somehow we felt that there was some smell in the body. The dead body was a little bit stinking, and I was knowing that also was having the very much deep allergy of any kind of a smell. So we all were worried that how it is going to happen, and we were knowing that Osho is going to come, and Osho is going to come to the podium, and this is the arrangement. We were a little bit scared, but we sent the message that this is situation. But even after that, he has decided to come, and he came. And from there, you can say that this became the part of my work. That whosoever will die in the ashram, this was my responsibility to arrange the funeral. So after that, the Canadians guy funeral. After that, I was involved in the Nirvana's funeral also, and then the last the funeral was Osho. Ah, but one thing, I don't know from where it was coming in my heart all the time, that when I got this responsibility that now I have to look after whatsoever the funeral will happen in the ashram, it was always coming in my heart, in my mind, that a big celebration, a big funeral is going to happen through me, and I will be responsible for this celebration. But it was never in my mind about Osho. It was always coming about the Mataji, Osho's mother. And I loved her very much. She also, I got fortunate in this way that I got love from her also. We were having very good connection. So it was always coming in my heart that Mataji's celebration is going to to happen in the ashram through me. It was my feeling always. I was telling, even I was sharing with some of my friends also, that a big celebration is going to happen, and it must be Mataji. And what you see in the I Live You My Dream, this was my always vision, that I will cover this entire path, all the ashram, with rose flowers. And this was always, it was coming in my mind that it is going to happen, and if it will happen, then I am going to do like this. So many times it was coming to my heart that big celebration is going to happen through me, and I am going to be a responsible person for this celebration. Ah, till that moment, I was not even ready to accept this fact that someday Osho will leave us, and without him, I have to leave. I have to live my life. I have to survive my life. And in this way, I can say that I have missed the opportunity. We all, many have missed the opportunity, because if I remember, if I look back very clearly, he was telling us almost every day that just his time is over, just he is here on this bank due to us, and he doesn't have time. His boat is almost ready to depart, to leave. So here I have to confess that I have not listened him. This was my fear, it was my greed. I can't imagine to live a life without him. First, I have to confess it. As I remember that till that days, it was the system that most of the people were coming to the Buddha hall, and till Osho was sitting in the silence. And after that, when Osho was leaving, that many people, many times, even me also, I was leaving the Buddha hall. But I think it was the 17th or 18th. From that day, very strict the rules has been enforced, that it came from the Osho, that whosoever is coming to Buddha hall, they have to be to a commitment to stay for the entire video. They cannot live in between. So from 18th, this I remember, this it was the 17th or 18th of January, the very strict rule was being started. I was afraid also, because this last namaste was not usual. But again, I can't say that exact. Later on, when I see the last namaste video, then I recognized the day. Otherwise, that day you can say that I was not aware. But some people were definitely aware. One of Osho's younger brother, the youngest brother, he was sharing with me that in the last namaste, when Osho was leaving the Buddha hall, he realized, he felt, when he saw each other, and he realized, he felt from the heart that this is going to be the last meeting. But again, I can say that I was not aware that. From 19th, I can say that from the morning, something is very much disturbing me, because somehow I was directly related to his kitchen. So for his food and everything, I was responsible. So I was to be present there, what is needed in his kitchen. But from morning, if I remember, still it's not easy for me. I'm feeling my whole body is just little bit trembling. But definitely, I will share with this. Uh, this was part of my responsibility of my work to look after his kitchen. So as much I remember, just one day before or 2 days before, what I brought for the kitchen, that was the last order. That day it was nothing. So after lunch, generally I was going to my room to take rest. And after that, after taking rest, 4 o'clock again I supposed to come to the ashram to see what is needed in Lao Tzu kitchen for him. So
Mhm.
what for that, every day 4 o'clock I was coming to the ashram. When I went back to the home after lunch, I was taking rest, but I was feeling very restless. Some very strong, my inner voice is saying that no, I have to go early to the ashram, and maybe I am needed there. But in that day, I was having so much responsibility on my shoulders, so I was feeling very tired also. So little I was feeling hesitant also to go earlier, but some inner voice was very strongly saying me now I have to go to the ashram. So before 4 o'clock, I came to the ashram and I came to my office. I was sitting on my table, and just that day it was the old time, old fashioned. The telephone was there. I was watching this telephone, and some my inner voice is saying that this telephone is going to ring, and some very strong message is going to come through this telephone. So little bit I was scared also. So what it could be. So I came out from my office, came out outside, went around the ashram, went the Krishna garden. If you remember that there was the fountain, very nice, very beautiful fountain. I was sitting there for a while, but again there's a strong voice, no, I have to go back to my office. And I came back. And just I was sitting on my, just I came back, I opened the office, I was sitting on my chair and watching the telephone, and exact the telephone started ringing.
Wow.
And from another side, one woman's voice, still I remember, I can't forget this woman's voice. In She inquired about me that can I talk to Swami Ashok? And I told yes. I remember I recognized her. Her name is Hansa. I told yes, Hansa ma, I am here. Tell me. So Swamiji, please come to the main office. The Thagat wants to meet you. The Thagat was the in charge of that day of the entire commune. So, and something inside me started trembling, what it could be. And somehow deep down, still I am feeling that it's not easy for me to anytime remember that moment. It is again and again for me, it is a reliving.
Mhm.
And I feel fortunate also that whenever I share with someone, I feel thankful to reminding me that reliving moment and get the opportunity to relive again and again. So again, I would say that thank you, both of you guys,
Mm.
that you are giving me the opportunity to relive again, remember again. I went to the Thagat and I saw that the atmosphere is not so easy. He asked me, Swami, suppose if you have to be prepared the big funeral, how much time you need for that? And think, just keep in the mind that it is going to be in your life the biggest event. So keep in the mind, and we have to arrange the biggest funeral, and every possible way make it the beautiful. In which way he told me, and my mind started working that how I can arrange. so big funeral and so a special funeral. So for that, I told him, and maybe 4 hours, I need a time. He told me, no, we don't have 4 hours time. So at the most 2 hours, you are having the time. So go and
Wow.
do it. Some kind
Ashok,
of, yes,
so what time was it that they told you about this?
I think it was near about 5:30, you can say 15, 20 minutes plus minus.
Mhm.
And then he told me in such a way, and definitely I can feel the atmosphere. It was very painful. I asked him, some Tathagat Swamiji, can I know for whom I am going to do all these things? He put his hand on my shoulder and he told, no, please don't ask me. I can't say you now, but soon you will know. And then my mind started working. Somehow the consolation is never going towards also. I was still not ready to think without him my life.
Mhm.
Always I was almost mumbling that no, it must be Mataji. But anyway, I came to my office. My mind started working how to arrange everything within 2 hours. So I started myself to organize how I will do, how I will. The wood, very special wood is needed for the very special funeral. And it was too far from Koregaon. Generally, the common wood is available close to the Koregaon Park, but in which way the Thagat told me that my mind has started saying that very special wood, one place is too far from there. I have to get the wood from there. So my planning, it came into my mind that I have to use my all sources, all the suppliers who is supplying to fruit, vegetables. I have to get help from them. Then I will be able to finish my responsibility. Otherwise, in which way we can't do it. So that day it was not no mobile, and telephone was also not very much as organized. Last meeting I was telling you about the mango
Yes.
story. I remember this guy that he
Uh-huh.
can help me because
Uh,
he was having the small truck. He can bring the wood.
uh-huh.
So first I remember him and I called him. I got him on the phone and I told him that this is the I need, and very special wood is needed for the funeral and everything is very special needed. Can you help me? I asked him. He was very much loving me. Still he very much loves me. Still I am having the very good connection with him. And he still remember that incident, that it is the most fortunate incident of his life. This incident that he was part of the funeral, because in India it is very much important, very much respected in India. He later on he confessed to me that many times I share with my family, my children, that do you know that I was the part of the Osho's funeral.
Mm.
So I requested him that can you do it? He told me that sure Swamiji, I will do it. And I started phoning everywhere that I need this, I need that, to all my connections that make
Mhm.
ready, I am coming. But deep down, I am still mumbling that for whom I am going to do it. And I am saying myself, no, it is Mataji. And when I was in my storeroom, I was calling on the phone. I I heard a voice that somebody is crying very loudly. On the loudspeaker gate, somebody is crying. Then I came out from my office and I have finished my my telephoning, and now I am planning to go to the market and arrange all these things. So I closed my office. Then I saw that also youngest brother, Amit, he was on the Lao Tzu gate and crying and almost bursted into the tears. Then doubt had came into my heart that no, he can't cry in such a way for Mataji. And one thought came, what? It is for Osho? But again, my I shook my hand.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no. It can't be, it can't
No.
be. It must be Mataji, it must be Mataji.
Mhm.
And now I remember, Divya, that how unaware, how foolish we are. I was even that moment.
Mm.
Now I remember a clear voice that in Buddha hall might be Amrito. He was talking, and it came into my ears that he left his body or something like that. Again, Aviroval asked the time. I don't know time, but I
Yeah.
remember all these things that one voice has came into my ears. And that day, just in front of the Krishna house, the television was, whosoever was not going to the Buddha hall inside, they were watching the video in front of Krishna house, if you remember, Avigro.
I remember coming to Buddha Hall and the musicians were playing like crazy. And I was not in the ashram. I was called in my apartment by a woman I didn't know before. A German woman came, knocked to my door and said, I heard Osho left his body. And then we started running, giving hands to each other too. We get a rickshaw and we got into the ashram and the gates was open, no guards, nothing. I just went straight away with my backpack on my shoulders. It was not allowed to do that. You couldn't carry anything inside the darshan, right? And then everything was open, nobody checking, and the musicians were playing like crazy. Tatagat and Nivedanu with drums and everything, and people dancing wildly, crying, laughing, all things in Buddha Hall. And I say, that's true. It's true. It's no. I was a kind of shock, and I went into this space of shock. And you said, I don't know which moment you were talking when you hear some Rito voice. I was there when he came and he got that whole message. Yeah, that is in the video, but I don't know which moment you are talking now. You are outside. You or at
Yes, just from the Jorba office. That was my office. From Jorba office through Lao Tse, I came towards the Krishna house, and there on way I heard this, and almost I have, let me confess that almost I was half crazy. I was really shocked, and the both way the conflict was inside me that I have to hold myself and I have to finish my responsibility. I have the biggest responsibility. So I was gathering myself also that I should not fallen apart. That I am having the big responsibility which I have to fulfill. So this was the conflict inside me. One thing was somehow. Then I heard this, but I was again not ready to accept. Then I came to the Krishna house. The announcement has already been happened, and the scene was that few people are coming from, like the big earthquake has happened. Few people are coming from the Buddha hall to outside, from outside to inside. Very very crazy energy I felt. One Indian guy who was sitting in front of Krishna house, he has listened all this announcement. He was having the tears in his eyes, and I asked him that, Swamiji, what happened? What was the announcement? And then he told me with crying with the tears, somehow he told me that there is an announcement that some very important person has left the body, maybe also. I stopped him, please, no, it can't be, it can't be. And again, I gathered myself that I have to fulfill my responsibility also. Then I came to towards the main gate, and till that I was having this conflict that it is the Mataji. I was consoling myself, it is Mataji. But at the main gate, I saw Tathagat and Dhyanis both were having the tears in their eyes, and in which way they were having the pain into their heart. It was saying, it was giving the proof that it must be Osho. Now my this conflict is going this direction, that maybe Osho. At the main gate, first time it came that Tathagat and Dhyanes, they can't cry for Mataji in such a way. It may be Osho. And then I remember that my girlfriend, her name is Pratibha, she's still working in the ashram. And we were living outside the ashram, in the ashram flat we were living. Some people are there. So first I should go and inform them. And then I should go to the market to fulfill my responsibility. Although Pratibha was little sick, but I felt that no, I should inform her. So I came to my flat, I gathered all the people, I called them that, look, I'm coming from ashram and I have got this responsibility and I'm going to arrange the funeral. And this is the gossip that Osho has left the body. But again, I hugged one Swami, he was there, I hugged him very strongly. I told him, no, it can't be Osho. Then Pratibha, she told me that she is a very grounded woman. She understood the situation. I told her, you guys go to the ashram. I have to fulfill my responsibility, so I am going to the market. But Pratibha told me, no, I am coming with you. I felt very supported. And then we went to the market, and from there I started collecting the things. Till that moment, I was not clear for whom I am doing all these things. One guy, he was our milk supplier. He was also very close to the ashram. He loves Osho. Many of that time, even the supplier, the businessmen people, they were not only doing the business, they were loving those. So I went to his shop to get the ghee. It is a kind of butter in India. It's very important.
We have
thing.
it.
It is being used, ghee.
Yes, we know.
Yes, we have it.
You know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it is being used for the Indian funeral. Is very important ingredient. I went to him to get the ghee. And then he holded my hand and he took me inside his office and he told me that, please tell me what is the information, who has died in the ashram, who has left the body. I told him, I confessed him that I have, although I am part of that, I am arranging that funeral, but clearly I don't know. Ashram didn't tell me exact whom I am doing all these things. So then he holded my hand and he told me that mayor of this city, that time the maybe Dhole Patil or something was the mayor of the city. He has called him and he has told him that Bhagwan has left the body today.
The mayor already knew it.
Mayor already knew it. He spread it into the time. And which way it spread, I can't say, but in market, I got confirmation that Bhagwan has left body. I hugged him. I told him that maybe you are right. And I accepted. They didn't tell me. I think that they have done good things. Maybe I would have broken. Maybe I would have not fulfilled my responsibility. So Tathagat was, maybe he was aware, maybe he was taking care of me. So that's why he didn't tell me. So I told this guy that you are right. Maybe you are saying this is right. So there I became confirmed that Osho has left body. I came outside and I told Pratibha that uh, Bhagwan has left the body. Bhagwan. There we confirm. Then I started now doing things for Osho. Then the very important ingredient for the Indian funeral is the sandalwood. Sandalwood is also very important for the Indian funeral. One guy, I don't know, maybe you know him, Kalidas Gandhi was his very famous shop in East Street that days. He was also one of our suppliers. And I can't remember his name, but he was a very loving guy. I went him and I told him that as much you are having the sandalwood, please give me. He asked me that for whom Swamiji you are taking all these things. Yes, his name was Rasik Bhai. I told him for Bhagwan I am taking all these things. Oh, he was really, he got shocked. He was coming to the ashram, he was listening also, he was knowing also from the very early days. He was listening also, but he couldn't courage to become a sannyasin, but he loved. He went inside and whatsoever the sandalwood he was having, he brought all this wood to me. I was trying to pay him money for that, but he is with a folded hand. He told me, please, Swami, give me this fortunate opportunity to do this much for Bhagwan. I accepted his gift. As much you are having the ghee. He told me that near about 80 kg of ghee means 2 container of ghee is having. But I told him that 2 container in my rickshaw. So 2 container I cannot carry in my rickshaw. So if you can manage to send ashram, it will be. He told them that no, I am totally helpless. I can't do it. I don't have any means to do it right now. Then near about 44 kg of 1 container of ghee I took in my rickshaw. And from there, I started getting ready, preparation, the things for Osho. I was clear. And when I came to the petrol pump, already the message was spread into the town. And already the hundreds of police has came to the petrol pump. They have blocked the road. They were not allowing anybody from that side to come to the ashram. They have stopped me also. But one good police guy was there. I went to him and I told him that I'm part of the management, so you can't stop me. I have to go there. He understood the situation. He made the path for me, and then I came to the ashram. I can remember one guy. His name was Premgit. When he saw me, he came running to me. Do you know the message? I told him, yes, I know the message, and I'm part of this arrangement. Now, Divya, Biro, I came inside. Exact hours, timing, I can't say. Then I shook my head that I have to arrange my funeral. And thus, this wood is supposed to come from too far. Now I am becoming aware that first I have to go and see the wood. Without that, it will be very difficult. So I came to the burning hut. There I saw that this guy whom I have ordered, he has not reached there. And I found that because there was nothing and there on ground, maybe the sannyasin somebody has arranged. If his body will come, then they will keep the body on the ground or something, but something was arranged. So I really bursted into my tears in my heart. No, it is my responsibility, and it is quite big thing that his body can sit on the ground. I was not ready to accept this reality. I immediately came back to the ashram, but I tried to convey the message that please stop little bit, 10-15 minutes stop, because the thing is not ready in the burning heart. There I found that from Lao Tzu, They are coming with Osho. His procession is always coming from the Lao Tzu gate. Oh my God, I told Pratibha, and now you be here, you live your part, and now just allow me to live my karma, my part. And I came again to the burning heart. And I was, Abhiro, I was really crazy. I was really crazy. I was so much, it was hurting me that I, I could manage this responsibility or not. When I came to Burning Heart, one guy, his name is also Ashok. He saw me very nervous, very disturbed. He came to me that, why you are so disturbed? What I can do for you? I told him that what you are having Italy, I am having the scooter. I told him, please, you come with me, and just as fast you can drive, just you drive. Just forget all the police, all the traffic light, whatsoever will happen, I will take the responsibility later on, but you don't take care of any the hurdle. He really drive crazy way. We reached to the market where this supplier office is, and there we got the message that no, everything is, he is on way, he has purchased everything, he is on way. So again, with a scooter, in 10-15 minutes, we reached back to the Burning Heart. Can you imagine the craziness of this 2 hour Indian guy? And then I came to the near about Poplar Height number 1. And in between, what happened, it is my fortunate moment. I don't know how it happened. I'm so thankful, so glad that they bring also. They didn't come from the nearest, the shortest was, the way was from the German bakery lane. But I don't know what happened. They didn't come from the German bakery. And from Burning Heart Road, with this guy, the Indian guy with a scooter, I came there and I found this guy, my supplier. That road was not little heavy, so the slope, so he was trying to push his car. So I recognized that he's the guy. Then I shouted the many sannyasins that please help. So many people came. We all pushed the rickshaw, and we brought the rickshaw to the Burning Heart. And I asked the help of the sannyasins. And immediately 20, 50 people, they rushed. Immediately within 10 minutes, we all carry the wood. And within 15-20 minutes, all the wood has reached to the funeral pyre. Burning Heart, we arranged the wood. And within 5-10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes also this procession has came to the Burning Heart. Now I took the breath and I did namaste to my master that you have taken care of me. Otherwise, whole life I couldn't live. I would, with this guilt, I would have carried whole my life that this was my responsibility. I couldn't manage to do it. So in this way, this responsibility was fulfilled. Within 5-10 minutes, everything was arranged. Also, procession has came. And then I took a breath. Then I realized, then you can say that I came into the senses. And after that, you see the I live you my dream. Later on, at the midnight, the Thagat came to me. And he came to me and he told me that I'm sorry. That moment, I was not able to tell you. For that, I'm sorry. I hugged him. I told him, Tathagat, no, you have done very right thing. Maybe if you would have told me that, maybe I would have rusted. Maybe I would have broken. So you have done the right thing. 2:30 to 3 o'clock, we were at the Burning Heart. And after that, I came to the ashram. In the night, I met Neelam at the ashram. We couldn't dare to talk to each other. Just we all were having the heavy heart. So then I was coming little into the senses that I realized that now I have to send the message to my friends that
Mhm.
this had happened and they should rush towards the ashram, towards the Pune. So I started doing this work. So that was the 19th of January.
Yeah, okay. Now, how is it for you today?
Ah, it's for me always is reliving, and I feel some way it is the my treasure of my life. I remember one of Osho's meditations method, and I have gone through this method very deeply. So that method helped me. This method he has spoken somewhere that whenever you are very happy in life, then again and again you can be in that space. So the very early days when I connected with Osho, I came to know about this method. So I very deeply practiced this method. So my most fortunate moment was with him when I met him first time, when I was with him in the Buddha hall. So I was going through this meditation many times. So somehow this meditation is very deep into me. Due to that meditation, I'm capable to relive that moment again and again. So you can say that this moment again, I went through a lot that moment. It's not remembering, it's the reliving of that moments where I feel fortunate that again and again I get the opportunity to relive this moment.
Yes.
And if you remember in the I Leave You My Dream, where he was talking that very fortunate moment is that moment when the master is leaving the body, and if you are surrounded close to him, that moment he can give you the greatest gift of last gift of the master. So some way I feel really blessed, very fortunate that we were there, we lived this moment, and it is very much into me. After that also, the following next day, some beautiful and some very painful days, the 20th of January, as usual, we came in the morning. We were very much heavy into the heart, very feeling difficult to communicate with each other. Just we were trying to know one of my guy, he was very close. He was a German guy. I could remember his face, his eyes. He was almost whole night. He was not sleeping, and his eye was red. He must be crying a lot. So just we were friend. He was coordinator also. He asked me that you about me that when you came to know about this incidents. But I know that he wanted to know that he was knowing that this was my responsibility and I have done everything. Then one Indian guy, I came to him, I asked him that when you came to know, and he told me that he was also calling me Bhaiya, the elder brother. He told me, Bhaiya, don't ask me. He was also almost crying. Then I felt that maybe it's too much for me, so I didn't ask him more. I just moved on. He came behind me and he holded me and told me that this morning when I came to make the chai, then I came to know. The whole night I was with my girlfriend. I was fighting with my girlfriend. And this morning he was making our chai wala. He was our chai wala. So he told me this morning when I came in the to make the chai, when I was lighting the fire. Then I came to know that Osho left his body last night, and already the funeral has happened. So this type of lot of a story was going on. Yeah,
What a day.
thank you very much.
Well, now
Thank
you
you.
just relived it, and we also lived with you. You had greatest job to arrange the funeral to the master of masters.
Yes, this is my greatest fortune. I remember, I can say, earning of this life. I say that to be part of that moments, that incidents. I was there. I was part of that greatest virtue of my life, all of my journey. This is the
Yes,
greatest virtue.
Yes, yes,
yes,
absolutely.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you
Welcome.
very much to share with us.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Osho!
Yes.
Osho!
You know, Ashok, after that moment of Osho leaving the body for some time, I was asking myself, where is Osho? Where are you, Osho? Then one day I got invited to go to Japan around April or something, 90. And then I kept this question to me. Yeah, where is Osho? Where is my Osho? And a friend put a song with Viresh speaking about Osho. And I burst into tears and say, Osho is everywhere. Osho is in us. And still today, we have all this duty to carry within us his love, his awareness, and everything.
I do agree that this is our responsibility to live Osho,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
to live him. This is the responsibility.
Mhm.
And definitely we are having lot of treasures to share.
Yes.
So again, thank you for giving us this gift to hear your story.
To hear about your Osho story.
Yes.